Hey guys, my name is Hayuchu and welcome to my channel. This is the first video in a brand new playlist and the first video on the channel as a whole, and therefore I will spend the majority of this video explaining both what the playlist will be about as well as what the channel will be about. Now, I am not going to sit here on the title screen for 20 minutes while I explain what this channel is going to be, so I'm going to go to the Yellow Switch Palace while I explain the backstory, and then I'm going to get into the actual levels and do the actual series. Now, as you can probably tell from the title of this video being I Remember, this is going to be about games that I remember playing as a child, or I just have very fond memories of from the past, or just games that really mean something to me and I would like to share with the world. And so there will be random old games, some new games that just mean a lot to me, and just really any game that as the title says, I remember. And this is just one playlist on the channel where there will be several. There will be series about old games, new games, games that I like, games that I don't particularly like, and just anything else that you guys want to see. This is really a brand new channel, so it's new ground, stuff that I don't really plan for. I don't really have a script I'm going off of right now. I'm kind of just winging it, and so that if I seem a little bit messy, it's because I am trying to play a game that I do not remember very well while pretending that I remember it very well, and also speak about what I'm going to be remembering, and getting it's tricky to say the least. Let's just get through here. So the channel is really just going to be whatever you guys want, really. I don't have a specific intent in mind. I have a few ideas for playlists, like I remember, but if you guys want to see anything, then by all means leave a comment, and I will most likely do it. I don't have much else to do. Don't have very much inhibition anymore. So if you guys want to see more old games, if you guys want to see more new games, if you want to see reviews of games that I like, games that I don't like, maybe an explanation of a game that you particularly don't know much about that I could probably explain for you, then just let me know, and I will do my best to be the kind of channel that you want to see. Sound like a politician now. I will be, vote for me, and I will be the channel to make a change in this country of YouTube. But getting into the actual game, this is, as you could probably tell from the incredibly blatant title screen that I just skipped past while talking, this is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And this game, I'm going to say right off the bat, I do not remember this game specifically. I remember the re-release of this as, I believe, Super Mario Advance Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2, I believe was the title of it. And that is simply because of the fact that I never owned a Super Nintendo. Don't know why, just never happened. But I had a Nintendo Entertainment System, and so I was already versed in games, and we had a lot of other systems. I remember having a PlayStation, and that was really my first actual system, and I remember having a GameCube and playing Wind Waker on it, but I do not remember the Nintendo Entertainment System. However, when I was a child, around so-and-so age, I'm not going to do math while platforming and talking, but I got a Game Boy Advance, and that was really the first game system that actually was mine, as in not my brother's or the rest of my family's. It was the first system that was really just my games that I could play at any time I wanted and just do whatever I wanted with. And one of the games I had on that system was Super Mario Advance, and I remember sucking at it. That bodes well for the series called I Remember, playing a game that I only remember being terrible at. But it was when I was kind of young, and so I didn't quite grasp what games were. And so, if I remember correctly, I don't think I ever got past the second stage. And so, I never beat this as a child, which is kind of a shame because back now it is an incredible game, and I really wish I could have played it more as a kid, but I just didn't. And that can never be changed, unfortunately, because I do not have a time machine. But I do, however, have the power of buying old games and emulators, and so I have played it recently, and I have beaten it recently, and I do believe it is one of the best Mario games. Cough, cough. Not compared to all of the other beautiful new series with all the graphics that could make the PlayStation cry. But as a platformer, this is one of the best. It is one of my favorite platformers. And as it were to occur, it is also one of my first platformers, and so that is why it is... That, among all the other reasons, is exactly why it's here in the I Remember series, because this was one of the earliest games I've ever played. Not the earliest game, mind you, because I don't think watching Attack of the Killer Tomatoes would be very fun for 20 minutes. But it is one of the earliest games I've played, and one of my favorites. And I can't shoot fireballs up, so that is just gone. So I'm gonna have to just do it the old-fashioned way, the very, very slow old-fashioned way. And screw Yoshi. So, I lost my train of thought. As I was growing up, I was never a Mario fan. I just did not like Mario as a character because I was an uncreative little child, and I thought that every hero should have a big sword or a big gun and save everything, and the thought of a short Italian plumber really just never appealed to me, and so I was more of a fan of Pokemon and Zelda and all those other games. Alright guys, I am sorry about that cut. I actually had something come up and I forgot to save, so I had to play the last few levels again, and I did not want to put you through that. So we are picking up back at Iggy's Castle, and where was I? I was saying how I was not a fan of Mario because I felt his character was just uncreative because he didn't have a big sword. And looking back now, I can see that ironically, he's one of the most creative and most abused creatively characters. My controller has died. There we go. Oh no. There we go. If you've seen any of the Mario fan games, you will know exactly what I mean by that. But he's just kind of become, he's just become an icon, and now as I can go back and actually play some of these games, I can respect that. I played, I believe, Super Mario Land on the DS, and that was one of the first Mario games that I actually played and really got into for myself, and that eventually led me to play more of the Mario games, and recently I played this, and that was the first time I beat it. And as I was playing it, ironically enough, I was reminded of just how many fond memories I had playing it on my good old Game Boy Advance. Because the Game Boy was surprisingly accurate to this. Which I understand it was a port and all, but it just comes as a surprise to me that it could be so similar to the point where I can fall down a pit. So similar to where it is almost an identical game, save for some very minor changes, and that is what makes it a game that I remember, just because I remembered it so well. as I was playing through all these levels, I just couldn't stop thinking, hey, I remember that from when I was a kid. I hated it. And that makes it not exactly a good game, just a very memorable game. And I can really appreciate that. Now let's not screw this up, and there's going to be another one here, isn't there? Yep, but luckily I'm out of the way of it. And mad dash. Now there's going to be one here. Oh, door. There. Iggy. No, don't kill me. Screw you. No, I got it. Got it. So, that was about, I want to say 2000 that it came out for the Game Boy Advance, and so kind of late to the party, but still has very good memories. And that's really all I have to say about that. I could go into some history of the game because I have some notes here. It was a release title with the NES in 1991, so it was released in, I want to say 2001, 10 years later, just because that makes it nice and clean. And as the first game with Yoshi in it, I killed the feather Koopa, didn't I? Miyamoto actually said that he has wanted there to be a dinosaur companion for Mario since the first game, and there was just never technical limitations kept them from doing that. But now they could, and that is why this is Miyamoto's favorite game. I shrunk while going down that pipe. Hooray. And I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I promise. I promise I can do this. I did it! So, if you haven't already stopped watching this video just because of how pathetic I am, then good for you. Kudos. Leave a comment. Let me know. Say like potatoes or something to remind me of just how badly I suck at this game. So, as for memories go, I'm really sorry that I don't have more specific memories, but that's just the way this game was. I just remember being a little kid and failing really bad at it, and that is about accurate to the way it probably was and the way it is now still. And so, if you like this video, then let me know, and I will tell you more memories about games that I'm totally awful at. And that's really about it. I was planning on saying a lot more about this, but there's really nothing else to say. Just leave me feedback for what you guys want to see next. Can I go up this pipe? No. I remember there was a pipe around here that I could go in. So this one? No. Where is it? Back here, I think. Whee! Oh. Okay. Sorry, totally focusing. This one. The one that you need the yellow blocks for. I found it! Hooray! Secret area! So, if you liked watching me totally screw up at a 20-year-old game now, then stick around. If you didn't like watching me screw up, tell me why you didn't, and I will do my best to fix it. So say, don't miss those jumps on the blocks. Actually get something out of them. You'll like it much more. But until then, this is Super Mario World. I played it as a kid. I sucked at it really bad, and I suck at it still. So if you're gonna comment something, please don't make me play a platformer. If you want me to talk or If you want to see me suffer, then by all means recommend a platformer. Recommend Super Meat Boy. I will talk through that. Whatever you guys want. This is a channel for the people, by the people. Democracy incarnate. But with this side-scroller that I just realized I have nightmares about, I will leave it here. This has been Hayuchu, and this has been the first episode of the channel, the first episode of I Remember. And this is a game that I remember being bad at. And so, die bad. I'll see you guys next time. This has been Hayuchu.